I came from a small actually town. It's in northern Kazakhstan called Kostanay, and then I graduated gymnasium. I'm not sure if you do know this school. It's not so famous, but it's a really good school. And at the same time, I was studying musical college, and I chose a molecular biology track that time. And after my graduation, I was thinking to apply to either master's or PhD. For me, yeah, it didn't matter, to be honest. And I got admitted, and I chose at the end the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology, which is actually it's a mostly PhD graduate research institute. But I decided after 2 years there and a half, I decided to stop my studies with masters and move to Europe, to Germany, and to do 2 PhDs now. So 2 programs. Um, I don't know. Actually, I don't have a really sharp answer for that. I don't have anyone in my family who is a doctor or like related to academia and biological sciences. So I was not related or based on family issues. No, I think I would rather say maybe when I was a kid, my grandma, she died because of cancer. It was stomach cancer, the 4th stage, the latest one. And that time, of course, I was not aware of this disease, but I was questioned why there was no available treatment, and it was a really complicated question. And still now it is.
Yes.
But at that moment, I think I kind of got impressed by this disease, and I got questioned and some point curious, and I think it was just maybe this reason why in my high school I decided to pass the biology exam as one of the subjects I had to do for final examination. And then I chose biological path and just followed this path, and now I'm doing a PhD which is related to cancer biology. I think maybe this was the reason. Yeah, it was like very seen prominent and clearly, and my family was really missing me, and so did I. So was I. Sorry, and I decided maybe Europe could be more or less closer to Kazakhstan, but also I think many people, and me too, was aware that Germany is one of the best in medicine, and many actually scientists were from Germany, related to biology, and that's why I decided. I was thinking a lot, and then I stopped by, but I applied not only to Germany. I was applying to Europe in general, and to Austria, to Switzerland, and Germany. And then I got the offers, and then I was thinking, I thought Switzerland is quite expensive, and being student, it's quite challenging. Whereas Austria and Germany, they are could be as a good option for studies. And there was not like so special reason for that, just common, I think, guidelines for all we follow when we choose like PhD programs. But why Mainz? This university medical center is quite big. It has not only a research center but also hospitals. So our projects are related to patients mostly, or preclinical studies to mice. So we work with both animal material and patients, like donors, like blood or organs. And I think it's more like, as I'm doing PhD in translational biomedicine, so for me it's more important to be closer to hospitals and to see this, rather than to be on really fundamental biology institute and try to do some treatment studies. I think it would be much more difficult in terms of this. And that's why I think I chose it. I was not so afraid of it because I think I had experience, and I think the most important thing is just to be confident in yourself and to know that you are achieved in your life, so you are really worth it for this program. So there was, yeah, I think the most challenging thing for me was just to find the time and apply, because most of the time I was in the lab, and when I just came home, it was 10 p.m. or later, and I just was so tired to do that. And this was a challenging moment for me. But if we will talk about me being in bachelor in the latest courses, and when I try to apply to programs after, I think the most challenging was to think how I will study in a different country with different mentality alone. I think this was the scariest for me thought, and I tried not to think about it. I was like, yeah, it's for now I have to just apply. And I think to organize, when you apply, you have so many options, so many deadlines, and so many programs, and everything looks so great, so excited, like it's the, yeah, and so you have to think wisely how you choose, what you choose, and how you organize yourself. Your time management skills should be really nice, to know when you have to apply, when you have to submit the documents, when you will have interview, if you will. And yeah, I think this is just maybe can be a challenge for anyone who is applying or who will be in this situation like me. It's actually a tough question for me, because every day I'm asking myself, why did I do that? From one point, there is nice industry options, or like you can already work in university as a master student, but it's much more about knowledge. And I think if you're really curious about what you're doing, you will never stop thinking like why this molecule binds to this molecule, why we get sick, why we can't regenerate our limbs, for example, why we have allergies, why we are so fragile as a species in this world and we're still alive, what is the driving force in biology in general. And I think I was always and trying to be curious about that, and this is what just made me to make this decision to apply for PhD. As far as I know, when I was attending different conferences or symposiums, many professors, they seem very experienced, very knowledge, but still they are questioned. And I was like, and I was thinking, okay, we'll never reach maybe the answer, but still you have to try your best. And the options to try your best is a PhD program, to be a PhD student, and then maybe go to academia, or I don't know, to succeed in industry, industrial research. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons. The second, I think with bachelor, just with bachelor, you will not get a really good position. Maybe, I don't know, you have to be very lucky. It's one thing. The other thing, you have to grow your career path, right? And for biologists, you just need to do a master's or and then PhD. This is just my own opinion. I'm not sure. Some people somehow they jump into a really nice position and succeed, but I think the traditional way, you have to do master's, PhD, and then you have to think about this. Not yet. I have application, but it's not where I'm first offer. So I think it's not my only achievement, and I can't really be proud of it. It's not related to job. It's mostly related to my dream. And one of my dreams was to travel uh, on my own expenses, on my own, like, and by alone. And now I think it's one of my greatest achievements in my life, that I traveled almost 19 countries, and I lived in 3 countries with more than 1 year. So as a resident of this country, and alone. And at some point, I just lost this fear to travel with, by yourself, and just be take this responsibility and don't follow the travel agencies, or just go even with friends. For me, it was important to be able that I can do it, and I found my own way how to travel, and I think it's yeah, I'm really proud of it that I traveled mostly 19 countries, 62 cities, and for now, I think this is my achievement. But about science, I think it will never be enough for me to say that, oh, I achieved that or I did this. So I'm pretty humble, or quite humble in this question. So for now, I have two programs, right? But the project is really combined. It contains medicine and also fundamental biology. That's why it's two PhDs for me. For first one, I'm testing one drug as a treatment for cancer, for the tumor growth or inhibition of tumor growth. But for the second part, and its most important part of the project, is to define the mechanism, how it acts. So for now, I know the effect, but I don't know how it does it. And is it specific or not? This is mostly important. And I'm working not on a chemotherapy, but immunotherapy. So it's biological molecule, and yeah, it affects onto immune system directly. For now, this is what I know. And this is what I'm doing. I'm doing in vivo and in vitro studies. I think you're aware of that, yeah. And it's more preclinical data, but later, probably, I hope I can work with human blood. It will be much more exciting and much more complicated for now. But this project actually is already 5 years old. And before me, there was a senior. She found this molecule, and it took almost 2, I think, or 3 years to conduct and see effect. And now I am trying to confirm that it does this effect, to prove it, and that it doesn't have any side effects as well, and define the mechanism. So it's quite old but potential project, I think. I don't have that person. I'm, to be honest, whom I admire. I think my mom and all moms. I think all mothers in general, they are really heroes for me. When it's needed, they can be doctors for you. They can be teachers. They can be best friends. And without any knowledge in medicine, for example, they feel it, and I can't stop admiring them in general. And yeah, but I think everything is possible, and everyone can do everything he or she wants. You just have to have this strong will, strong desire, and strong mind, and of course action. Yeah, not only talk, not only think, but also do. But besides that, yeah, I don't think that I admire anyone else. Just moms. Now I don't set the goals because I'm really think that life is super fragile. When I see every day in hospital and clinics how people, die or they have disease suddenly, and now I'm just trying to enjoy my life and just follow. Of course, I have some traditional dreams, traditional goals that we all set regarding our own career path, regarding our own private life, but I am not talking usually about this because I'm not sure will it happen or not. I'll do all my best. And for now, just I'm living my present and trying to fix my PhD like as fast as possible, as best as possible. This is my goal for now. I think it's a long-term goal, so I don't think about others. I hope in 5 years I'll be able to finish my PhD. So this is would be nice if I do that, because I'm looking at my colleagues and senior colleagues, and I understood that's really long-term project, long-term goal. And yeah, when I ask them, what's your plan next? You have to have something, right? And they're like, no, just try to, in this context, try to live in present. And yeah, when the time comes, something will happen, definitely. But for now, just focus on what you're doing. And in science, it's much more important. Yeah.